Hello. I can see that I'm live. Oh, I think I'm live. Yeah, I am. So just get rid of those notifications. How is everyone doing? Hello. Who's that? Rhonda, is it? Can't see who it is. Hello, whoever said hello. Doesn't tell me your name. Oh, I hope I'm not getting the flu. I had my flu vax on the other day when I went to the doctor's on Wednesday, I think, and I've been a bit throaty since. I don't normally react. Anyway, I am going to show you some techniques using some white craft ink, but I thought I would show you some of the gorgeous cards I received for my 70th birthday back a few weeks ago. So I'll pop you down at the desk, which is the easiest way to do that. That's all right. So I'm going to show them. They're all gorgeous, of course, but I'm just going to show them in order that I received them. So this first one was from my friend and upline. Let me just put my mat in the frame a little bit. I'll make sure Cheryl's card's in the frame. Yeah, my friend and upline, Cheryl O'Brien. So you open it and all of this pops out. Isn't that just stunning? I'll just move that mat too. Just gorgeous. And I've said thank you to all of these girls. I've seen all of them. Oh, I haven't seen all of them. Ones that live away I haven't seen. And this masterpiece was from Miss Sharon. Isn't that just stunning? She knows I love pink, and this is the pink that we used to have. So she must have a little stash of that. Can't remember what it was called. And I did love that paper too that we had. So you've got to use up your stuff. Don't hoard it. Use it. Use it for your special cards if you really love it. That is just beautiful. And this one's from my friend Denise, who lives at Benalla, not the Denise that most of my ladies know. And this is gorgeous too. It's a little, I think you would call it an accordion. Let me see how it folds underneath there, so it goes in a normal envelope, and then you lift it up here. So isn't that cute? And very clever too. I'll have to case that one. And this one I absolutely love too. This is from Tanya, who has recently signed up. I've known Tanya for years. Used to work at the hospital in the kitchen where she was the chef. And we used to get together and have little Stampin' Up chats. And she's recently signed up under another lady. So I think that's the Translucent Florals. I just absolutely love this card. It is just gorgeous. She's used a window sheet there. And I'm not sure where, oh yeah, they're from Translucent Florals. I'm not sure where all these bits are from. But we all push this down a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. I keep pushing them up and I should have them down. Yeah, that's better. Just gorgeous. This one is from the lovely Rhonda. You all know Rhonda, or most of you know Rhonda. Gorgeous on the front, and then when you open it up, it's like wow. A gorgeous pop-up on the inside with that gorgeous new paper. Aren't I spoiled? Just look at that. It's just amazing. Okay, and this one's from the lovely Margaret. She called in the evening of my birthday to give this to me. And I just love this too. She's so very clever, and she always worries that it's not going to be good enough because she's making it for me. I said, Margaret, you make beautiful cards. Don't get all worried about it. She's used I can see she's used Wink of Stella on the flowers. Just beautiful. This one was from the team, PJ Inca's team. I haven't pulled this right off. They obviously didn't know how old I was, so it's one of those hooray for surprises cards. It says you are simply amazing, so I've just left that there. That's rather cute. And this one's from Judy. Another beautiful card. Knocking the pile over. And this one's from the lovely Denise that lives here in Kerrang. You all know Denise. I think this was, I think she said she cased this from Donna Gray, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Denise. That is gorgeous. I just love the bird. I love the mockingbird. And she's also used some of her stash. The, I can't remember what that blue is called, but I love that blue. And the ribbon, sparkly ribbon as well. It's just gorgeous. And those dies are beautiful too. Which are still, oh, hang on. No, they're not. So I tried to order them for someone. Just while we're on the subject, the birds and the flowers are, oh, let me think, in the online store, but the dies are gone because I looked for them. Margaret wanted them and I looked for them and I didn't think they'd gone, but they have. And this one is from our lovely Jeanette. I don't know what I'd do without Jeanette in class. She's always helping me out if I forget things. She's so clever. And I never have to explain things twice to her. She just so switched on. She's just got it. Yeah, so that's gorgeous, using the Nature's Sweetness and the other set, the Notes of Nature. I wish they hadn't retired that. I just love it. Love the leaves in it. And this one is from Gail from Bort. A beautiful Z-fold card. Just gorgeous. And this last one is from Mary. I just got this the other day, so beautiful. I remember these. Don't remember where she got that from. But anyway, it's a gorgeous card too. I watched, I think her name's Lindsay Mann. You might have seen her on Facebook. That's where I see her. With a Why Did I Buy That? So I was watching her techniques with white ink. And the next day I had this top on. Hopefully you can see the colours in that. Actually wore that to the doctors the other day and I got complimented on what a nice top it was. Rhonda and I are twins. Rhonda's got one of these too. So I thought, I wonder if that white ink technique, I didn't do it the same as Lindsay, would work for using the colours in that. Oh, and I know what I haven't done. I haven't got my white bits ready. I got a bit distracted. That's your fault, Miss Rhonda. So I've got to cut up some white card. I'll show people who don't know how to cut up for cards, how to cut up. So, or how I cut up anyway. So we go over to 14 point, about 8.5. Make sure it's all there, and I do trim off, but I like to start, especially if I'm doing some sponging and things like that, I like to start with, oh, I don't want that measurement. I wanted 14.3. Gosh. I want to start with a normal measurement, 14.3 centimetres I'm going in. And then I will cut these down and you'll see why my eyes aren't focusing. By 10. So I may as well do, I'm going to show you how to do 3, but I won't be finishing the cards. I'll show you the finished cards, but I'll just show you the technique and how I got there, and I'll show you the finished cards, because most of you who watch me, you know how to finish off a card, and you can finish off the cards however you choose. You don't have to do it, and you all have different products. I'm going to go down here, sorry, because I can't see. My eyes haven't been too good lately. Might as well do 4 while I'm at it. I usually cut up a lot of sheets of this white, and I did, but I ended up using them all because all of my cards I matted onto white. So yeah, there's that. I'll sit that over there so I can have a rough idea of what I did. So the colours I'm going to be using for this first card, and I've got Grotty ink pads. I'll have to fix that one. Pretty Peacock, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, Petunia Pop. I'm putting the dark ones over here, and Blueberry Bushwalk. So I'm going to start with the 2 lightest ones. Where's my little pink? It looks a bit dark. That must be what I used with that. Just going to test that on a bit of scrap to make sure I'm not. No, it's got Moody Mauve for sure. Just handy to have one that you can copy off. Now I'm looking for my cloth. Oh, there it is there. Okay, so starting on the edge, you all know how to sponge. Well, most of us do. So I thought this pink looked about the same as the one in my top. And we might go in the middle there. And maybe, I always struggle with random, maybe off to the side, maybe there. Like that. Don't think I need that one again. But I will keep my glass mat clean because you don't want to muddy up your colours. So just wipe that off, and well, that's quite wet. And yeah, I'm going to use the lighter colours first. Use my blue. Must have been that one. Must have been. Put that on top of there because I think my cloth was a little bit wet. So I don't want to get wet on my brush. And we go. Like that. Not go in between those two. I think I'm done with the Boho Blue now too. Can get rid of that now. Now what do I want next? Maybe I want the Peacock next. You can, if you really want to make sure that you're not contaminating your inks, you can put your ink on a block, which is what Lindsay did, but I wasn't being too fussed about that. I want that somewhere else as well. Love Peacock. It must be my most used colour, I think. Well, I know because I went to my stash of ready-made sentiments, and the ones that I've done in, I need peacock again for my next card anyway. Get that off again. I've got my cloth a bit wet. Now, I'll go with the Petunia Pop next. I'll put that next to this pink one. It'll be nice in here too to break up those colours. And where else do I want that? Maybe just here. Maybe bigger. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going wherever. Just to give you the idea. I do need to use that one again later on. Not for this card. Need it later on. Clean my glass mat. I've got the blueberry bushel now to fill in where I need to. Which I haven't got much blue, have I? Anyway, every time you do this, it'll turn out differently. And this isn't how Lindsay did it. She had light colours there and a dark colour in the middle. But this, I was really happy with how this worked. It's good to bounce off other people's ideas and make them your own sometimes, isn't it? That one away too. Clean that off. Now we're going to grab our spritzer and just spritz that a little bit with that was just water. Just let it move around a little. Could use watercolour paper for this, but I wasn't too fussed on on how that, whether that bent or not, is fine. Now I'm looking for my scrap bit of paper that I used for the white. Here we go. I'll use that side for the white. Now we need our. I wish this thing would catch up so I could see whether I could so I could see what you guys are seeing. It's still way back at the pink, but I'm still live. Facebook's doing some silly things lately. I don't really need all of this, but just in case I miss a bit, I'll just do it all. That down, put this side over the top, and I use my handy dandy little tool. You can buy these anywhere. I got mine from Bits and Bobs. Her friend is a Stampin' Up demonstrate. If you Google Bits and Bob's Craft, what is her name? Jan Casey, I believe. She has all sorts of little things, like there's a glue holder. I've got a little, this could be for blender brushes. I like it for my little tools that I use. Yeah, all sorts of things she's got for sale, and it's all online. So just making sure I've got good ink transfer here, hopefully. Yeah, that looks good. And this is what we have. I'm just going to sit that over there. I'm not going to worry about. I need a baby wipe. White ink on my fingers. I don't want to put white ink on my cloth. Might have dried out, and they're the worst things to try and control, I think, baby wipes, aren't they? And they're the best things and they're the worst things, shall I say. Good for things like that. So I'll put that in my bin so I don't get wet on anything. So then we need to, you can go away and let that dry, or you can do what I'm doing. Now I'm just trying to get this thing to catch up. Walk away and leave that to dry if you don't want to continue with your card. When it's shiny, that'll tell you whether it's wet or not. I think that's pretty good, but sometimes when I've dried them and I go like that, I can get white ink on my finger. I think it's pretty dry. Anyway, I'll show you how I finished off that card. So I've used, hopefully I haven't put my dies away. Just can't remember names of anything. I've used the Thoughtful Wishes. I've used this one. Let me put that away and I'll, I need to tidy these up a bit, don't I? Got some great dies in there. Let's just find the name for you. There's a few bits and pieces I cut that didn't use. Thoughtful Wishes. So there was that, and I used, and it's in the online store. And see what I did? I've cut that out of there, okay? And then for my next card, I've cut out all these pieces as well. So that's truly used up piece of glimmer paper, isn't it? So that can go in the bin there. And then I did a whole heap of thoughtful moments. Now, where did I put them? Just to show you what I do. And this is what I was meaning before, how all of my peacock ones were used. I've just cut another sheet. So for this one, for example, I've put them in a little case. I think I'm going to have to get a bigger one. And I've used the embossing with some ink. I did not buy a brayer. I just add the colour to my folder with, and I think I've showed you before in previous videos, with my blending brushes, and that works fine. And that was what the girls did. So I've just chosen one out of Petunia Pop with the leafy dye to finish that card off with some gems. I'll just show you what I mean about, because when I had my, yeah, so these are the cards we did, just quick ones. We normally only do a couple, but we did 3 for my catalogue kickoff day. So we find that away first. Stuck onto the photopolymer stamps there. So that became that, and I could have, I might use that for that card to finish that. So you can finish it off any way you like. I might even finish that off differently, I'm not sure yet. So yeah, for my kickoff day, I'd cut all these strips and cut those flowers out from another set of dies. Now here we are. These that have all these flowers. So all the girls had to do was position their strips that were embossed with the new Lacy folder, I can't remember the name of, and I had pre-done all of these sentiments for them. I had used the ink to the embossing folder, and then I'd cut the layers as well. I didn't do envelopes. I said no envelopes because people spend a fortnight doing envelopes and then we don't get to do what we're here for. And this one, we used some of that beautiful paper as well, and again one of those sentiments. You can see which one might be my favourite. Look, I've used that on all of them, I just realised. And we also did a little impossible card. So that just sits up like that. And this was the only stamping, obviously hasn't, yep, so it sits like that. That little word there was the only stamping we did. So it just made the day go a lot quicker, and I'd made up my own template for them so they could take a photo of that on the back. So there are those. Put those all together over here and don't lose them. Do this next one. So I do need that for the last one. Can't help myself. Got to clean blocks as I go. Got to clean stamps as I go. Can't stand dirty stamps. Dirty inks or dirty stamps, actually. So I've got a lighter blue one. Brush I'm looking for. Not sure which one I used with the blue now. Doesn't really matter because same kind of thing, but I'm just showing you a few different ideas that I have had. You don't have to fuss about your sponging. I know that's not real good. And apparently the water in the ocean gets darker the further you go down. I had to Google that, and of course it's due to the light hitting the top of the water. Of course, I should have realised that, but when you don't know, Google is your best friend, isn't it? So that's meant to be Pool Party. It doesn't look much like Pool Party. Maybe it's because might have been because I used Lost Lagoon after it, maybe. Anyway, we might see a difference, we might not. Very subtle difference. Doesn't really matter if you blend these two together either or not. If you wanted to do more definite, more contrasting colours, of course you could. Oh, I've got white ink there. I've got white ink everywhere. Goodness me. How did that get there? Got it on my hands. It's messy. Now, where's my peacock one? That was what I use for the bottom of the ocean. I'll turn it around so I've got that darkness coming in there too. Not quite as dark as I wanted there. And I'm sorry I can't tell what you can see and what you can't, but where the camera is pointing now, it looks like you can see like this part of my surface, not when I push it up there. So not sure what I've done with my camera. Too long away and out of practice, hey? Sometimes you just can't help life, can you? I don't need that again. I don't believe I need those again. Let's just get my surface clean. I didn't wipe in between because these colours are all of the one colour, well, you'd call them one colour family, I think. Not much definition between the Pool Party and the... I'm probably using a lot more water than what Lindsay did too, but I don't think it matters. You just use whatever you want. I'm in a puddle. You probably couldn't hear me. I think I was in a bit of a puddle there. Okay, sit back in your chair now. Where's all the ones I had for this idea? So this time we're going to use a lot more stamps, obviously. We're not going to use just a big one. What did I do? My white. I've got to try and see what I did now. Yeah, I remember. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. See how you always look at your stamp, make sure you've got some ink on it. So I think I want to start off the page there. And maybe do something like that. of going off the page a little. Put that over there with my other white one. So I'm not getting ink everywhere. This one, I want to put some creatures, some fish and a turtle and so forth there. So I don't want my weeds going, or my reeds. These are from the Beauty of the Deep set. Okay. So then we'll have that one going about there. Another one there. I've got a bit of a space there, but I'm not worried about that because once it gets the coral on it, it'll be fine. Also put that one over there with that. Then I think we'll go Mr. Turtle next because he's bigger. We can go, we might put him a little bit further up this time than I did on the other one. The fish is coming off its thing. Hope my fish is up the right way, is it? I was going to look at the stamp case to make sure. Yeah, that's right. You can go there, buddy. Oh, he didn't look at my stamp, did I? Didn't quite stamp properly. He'll be fine. Probably should have held it down a bit more. He might have one coming in there too. Alright, you can go over there too. And then I did some bubbles, but I did them in peacock with my other card. I think I need to do them in something that's not white. So I'll get rid of the white. And we'll try this off. The reason I dried that off first is because I didn't want to contaminate my peacock ink pad if I got the white on there, on anywhere there. So I just, on my other one, I just randomly stamped without inking up, like so. That one over there to be cleaned as well. So then, like I was showing you before, out of the foil, out of the glimmer, I've cut, I'll take it out of the bag so you can see, I've just cut a few of these, that's the Beauty of the Deep dies, those little things there. We could have used the coral, but it would have covered up all our stamping, so that's why I went with those. I think I've cut 3 of those and 3 of those and just sort of put them together as a scene. Then I've used the Thinking of You stamp, came from Coffee with Friends, and this banner is from the Nested Essentials dies. And then I've just used some bling. Yep, thought one had gone missing, but just blinged it up. Oh, probably better to put it here where you can see it. You might not have seen the other one either, did you? I keep forgetting. I'm usually putting them here, and now I've got to remember to put them down here. So there's that one. Just bring out the other one in case you missed seeing the full card, because I may have had us waving it up in the air there. So that was it there, okay? I'll bring them all out once I'm finished. I just wish this thing would behave. Now, my last one. Yeah, no, I need Pill Party. I do need Pill Party for the sky. That's a better colour. I may have had Moss Lagoon on that brush, I think. This one I'm going to use another new stamp. Well, not another, because I haven't used any yet. I'll use the leafy one. That's this one. I'm waiting for my next replacement case, because this one came broken like that. They sent me another in a not a satchel, a post pack, which was it was packed really, really tight, and it came with a crack in it. So I've had to. I used to just grab one out of my stash, and I'm thinking, no, they can give me another one. Yeah, so if you get a smashed one, you ask and they will replace it for you. And hopefully third time lucky for me. Hopefully the next one isn't going to be smashed. Now which one of these is this? I had to keep measuring to see one of those is higher than the other. Or did I just make it higher? I'm not sure. Because I want this to be the sky. I'm sort of working out my own thing there, so I want the sky to come down to about there. I was just playing to see how this turned out, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. Just did a little bit different again. I did them yesterday, so they're fresh in my mind, so I don't have to write anything down so I wouldn't forget. I often, if I do a few cards, I think, what did I do next? But I know, so, and then I've always got the video, like you have, to refer back to if you forget what I did. Do I want to make the sky a bit darker? No, I don't think I do. I think that's good enough. I think I'm done with that, not sure. I'll do my summer shadow next. I don't need to clean my mat in between these ones because they are similar colours. They won't contaminate each other. Well, if you use the dark first, then you might have to, but because I've used the Pill Party first, it's not going to matter being on the summer shadow. Not summer shadow. Is it Shy Shamrock? It'll take me a while. Because I haven't, yesterday's the first day I've stamped, would you believe, in 3 weeks. Little by little, baby steps. Looks pretty good. Do our spritzing before I clean because I'll get water on there, won't I? And I had a puddle last time. Probably don't want to put too much water because you don't want it dripping. What I meant before was I had a bit of a puddle. I was flipping my card over and back, and I had rather a puddle, so that wasn't a good idea. The spritzing just seems to help the ink to move a little bit. To do, my idea was I have the sky there and the green for the flowers down below. And first time I did this, I had, what have I done? I did the clouds first. I love the clouds in this set. They are just gorgeous. And I had them bumping into my flowers, which you can't really tell unless you look really closely. So this is a 2-step stamp. That's pretty good. So I'm going to dry that. White ink sitting around, and then attempt to place these where they should go. I had trouble working these out. Oh, is it meant to go like that? Yeah, I think it's meant to go like that. I'm just doing a practice run before and the reason I dried that is because if I had that wet and then I put more wet ink and the block down, it may have interfered with not as smudged I already had. So then I'm going to go over that with some more ink, and this, I will tell you, is very hard to see, but it doesn't need to be exact. That's what I tell myself. I think that's about right. Might not be, but you get the idea. Yep, that's pretty good. I do need to clean that off because I want to go over that, but first I'll pop the clouds on. Which way up are the clouds? Like that. Okay. Let's come off to the side a little. won't be as many clouds as I had before, but that's all right. Oops, that cloud didn't. I'm not going to attempt to fix that because I'll probably screw it up, knowing me. I'm just going to wipe that ink off. And then I had some birds. If I could communicate with you, and I can't seem to be able to, I'm going to ask for, well, I'll just have to work it out myself, won't I? Because the other one, I did the white ink and then I did the birds. I think I'm just going to do the white ink birds. I did over the top of them in, what did I use? Lost Lagoon. I was wondering what they would look like in, gosh, which way up is that? Can't even see. What have I done? Not good when you can't see what way up your bird is. I didn't have this trouble before. Oh, there we go. There we go. This was a bit too much white ink on there. Then we can dry them all at once. And I think I'm going to like the birds better done like this. And you could just leave it like this, but I will show you what I did. Don't need our white ink anymore. Baby out the road. Dry this. For a sec. You can tell if it's drying or not because see how it's looking shiny where it's wet. Be all the way dry, but I am actually liking that, just like that, just like a, it's not monotone, but it looks like it's monotone. But I will show you and I'll explain what I did with this card here. So like I said before, I didn't get it exact, but I went over the white birds with Lost Lagoon. I wasn't altogether happy about that. I must have used Lost Lagoon in the middle, I think. Yeah, I must have with that one, so I did forget that. And then I used this same stamp, this one, after I cleaned it, to do the flowers, to give a pop of Petunia Pop. And then I've used, I'll just tell you what I used. Sometimes you don't think, oh, you think I don't need all these circles, but guess what you do, because I'll show you what I used. Oh, and the stamp comes from, where are you? Gorgeous little thing. Comes from this set, Have a Lovely Day. So I might put that one away. The Charming Duck Pond, which is very cute. First time I've used anything out of there. Is that the right one? I can't read upside down. Yeah, that's it. It's very cute. You could even use that set with the leaves and the frog You could make a little scenery. You could use anything. Now, I'm getting sidetracked because I will show you something. I used, and these are in the online store, or are they? Hang on. Yes, the Everyday Details ones. I'm getting mixed up. We've got so many dyes. The Everyday Details ones are the ones that go with, but they're not together anymore. They've been separated. They're not as a bundle, is what I'm trying to say. Everyday Details. They're the ones that go with this stamp set, okay? But they don't cut any of that out. So it's kind of a separate set. So what I've used, and I've just left those in there so I know what these cut out. I wanted to use some of my new circles, so I pulled this one out, but I didn't want anything as big as that. See how that layers inside there? You could use your stitch shapes with this, but I wanted to use my new stuff, didn't I? So I've used this one from Spotlight on Nature with that one there, okay? There's that one. And I'll put these ones too. Because one of those dies cuts the circle out, and it cuts, so yeah, it cuts, which one is it? I think it's this funny looking one. Just so you know. So when you cut that, you get that circle there, and it cuts this circle out. So then you've got two uses. You can use that on your project, on the front of a card or something like that, and then you've got this one as well. If you wanted to pop that up out of there, you can. So that's rather cool. Okay, let's bring back in our cards. As I said, I didn't want to spend time finishing them all. I've got the finished cards that you can see, and it's nothing difficult at all. So we've got that one, which could become that one. For this, if I was going to do, I'd probably border that with Summer Shadow, and I would, not Summer, oh, why do I keep calling it that? Shy Shamrock, and I'd probably do the same with some circles, also with Summer Shadow, I think, because it's nice and bright. That isn't quite dry. I can see that that's shiny, so it's not quite dry. So I will do that. And just so you can see the finished cards, we've got that one. And we've got that one, and hopefully they're in the screen. I'm just going to try and maybe if I just go on normal Facebook. There we go. That's better. Now, if I push these up, sorry, so you probably missed half of that because I had it on my Chezacay Creates one. So that's all the cards, and hopefully I haven't done this. Why is Facebook being so silly lately? Let's push those across here so you can see. And can I see any people or comment? Oh gosh, when I do that, when you usually do that to see the comments, it disappears. So there we go. So if you joined me live, thank you so much. If you didn't, why not? I miss you. And it's really annoying that I can't see who's here or any comments while I'm live. So lift your game, Facebook. Okay, thanks anyone who joined me, and I hope you enjoyed what I had to share with you. Hope to be back at my normal time, which is usually on a Thursday afternoon, next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, bye-bye for now.